Hi,
Hello,
Michael.
everybody.
Don Nell, Deb, Jody, Melody. Great to see you. Daniel, thank you guys for coming on.
Welcome, everybody, to the AMA. I'd,
Whoop,
I'd say
whoop.
long time no see for some of you, probably. And then whoever watched us yesterday or seen the replay, you might just have heard from us. So
I did a shout out about Tom yesterday on the podcast.
that you
Oh,
did.
was it good?
Everything I say about you is good.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was
Robert.
good.
Hello, Robert. I won't stay on the voice thing long. I just wanted to say hi since you reached out.
Hi. I told everybody on the podcast that I have a very dear friend of mine that's an opera singer, and he sends me a birthday message singing opera on my birthday. So uh, I'm very privileged.
Oh, so am I. My privilege to sing for you. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
So I'm still admitting everybody here, and then we'll get started. Give it a couple more minutes here. We still have people join in and hopping in. Happy Saturday to everybody. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Uh, let's see
Hi,
here.
Karen. Hi, Dee Dee.
We got Eric and Coach Bob getting on, and
I should say hello to Matt too. So sorry I didn't do that. So,
hey, no problem. I'm like in the zone doing multiple things because we normally got Craig. So then it's like if people say hello, I might not say hello back because I'm like making sure we're live streaming and everything like that. So taking your guys' questions. I first want to say thank you so much to Bill Shoemaker for the $33 donation. Thank you so much,
Wow.
Bill. And if anybody else wants to donate, you can do
Bill.
so
Thank
by
you, Bill.
Yep, you can do so by clicking the dollar sign in chat, and your donations are greatly appreciated. Some of that money does go to some charities that we support as well, so thank you guys so much. With that said, Dad, I know that we have a lot of stuff to talk about today, and I want to just hop into it. We have some big announcements and great stuff that we're
Are we
doing.
on? Is YouTube going already? Well,
Yep,
cool.
we're going. We're going.
We got to go ahead. Go ahead, Matt.
Well, I was just gonna say, we have some big announcements today, some stuff that we're excited about, some new things that we're changing about the YouTube channel, some stuff that you guys have missed that's coming back, and coming back in spades, right? So as things have changed, we've seen more of an opportunity here to help you guys, not just with your imagination and breakthroughs, but also help you on the AI side, move into this new world that's getting started and helping you pursue what you would like to be doing with the best tools that have ever existed to do so. And will help you learn from your competition, beat your competition, and excel at whatever you want to do in life. So, as everyone's jobs are being lost because of artificial intelligence, as things are changing in the next couple of years, we want to be that breath of fresh air, not just to give you guys the imagination to dream of the things you did when you were young, but also accomplish those things in this new world that we have of artificial intelligence. Whether that's writing your first book or making your first short film or starting your first personal development YouTube channel, all these different kinds of things that you may want to accomplish, we're here to help you guys. And we're stepping into this new realm of helping you guys more than we ever really have. And if for some of you that have been with us for a while, hearing that probably gets you excited, right? Because we are above and beyond. And believe it or not, this is not going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost the exact same amount it always has costed. So we're not charging more for it or anything. It's going to be Imaginators is back, and it's $9.99 a month. And we'll be doing weekly calls again every Sunday on YouTube here. I'm going to throw it to you, Dad, because I want you to go into that. But I'm excited, and I know we'll piggyback off one another. But go ahead.
Well, thank you, Matt. Can you guys hear the excitement in Matt's voice? I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Matthew's YouTube channel. Matt, if you can drop that in. But Matt is doing exactly what I used to do, which is, hey, look at how many views I'm getting. Look at how many things
Right.
are happening. And so for the people I didn't mention, Coach Bob and Karen, Kevin, Eric, Dee Dee, uh, Curtis, if I didn't say that, Jerome, Peter, and Linda. Mary. I love each and every one of you guys, and So one of the things in me just breaking this down. It's funny, people all the time, even Curtis sent me a message today. It's like if you were going to tell someone brand new how to get to 5K as fast as possible, it's simple. And all the videos that I'm going to start doing for the Imaginators and also doing videos that will just be on YouTube. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure you get subscribed and click on that little bell and make sure. We'll also make posts. I'm going to start making posts when I put it in YouTube that I'll actually put it in the Imaginator channel and just say, hey, check out this video that I just put up. Because the whole new series of videos that I'm going to do and everything that's going to be a part of the Imaginators is very simple because life is simple. All right. It's just we as human beings are somehow designed to overcomplicate, overthink, overstress, over everything. It's just crazy that if we've learned anything about ourselves, is the number one habit we have is talking crap about ourselves. You see what I mean? If we could just stop, the number one naysayer, which is us. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough time. You're not good enough. You're not whatever, right? Just whatever. And Matt, you used to be this way.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think
Yeah.
like in a lot of ways, that's where I'm kind of like positioning myself now, even restarting YouTube. And you guys, if you've been part of the Imaginators or followed us before, you've seen like my progress through this entire thing where I'm like, let me help you guys out. No, I need to pull back and focus more on what I'm trying to do with this. And I found this like sweet middle ground. And believe it or not, that sweet middle ground just required me to do the shit that I was talking about doing. Like it just really it required me to step into more action. And once it's insane because like in a lot of ways we don't step into action and then we don't get the results that then would motivate us to push farther. So now I'm seeing results on my YouTube channel and on all these other things. And then I'm sitting here and I'm sending my views and the things that I'm doing on YouTube over to my wife Hannah, and she's going, "You should be posting this stuff on Instagram." And then she starts sending me some accounts, and there's 80,000 likes on some of these things, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's insane!" Like this opportunity exists, and it just seems to be growing, and then that's like on top of all the other things. So I say that to say that I want that to exist for all you guys, but that requires you to move into action to see it,
Yeah.
right?
And
So.
and and let's just talk about that, right? So, so I hope you guys are all we decided we're going to get rid of Inner Circle. It's still going to be there for those of you that were in it, but we're just going to raise the cost of Imaginators to $9.99. And then what we're going to do is just constantly just blow that out. We'll start. When do you guys think we should do the first Imaginator call?
I don't know. Wouldn't you want to get started right away?
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow, same time. Okay, so we'll do our first Imaginator call tomorrow. For those of you that are already Imaginators or Inner Circle, I don't think you have to do anything.
Nope, nope. If you guys have still been with us, or maybe, as we made changes and stuff over the last 6 months, you've decided to unsubscribe from one of those because we weren't making active content in there anymore. It's time to resubscribe because we're gonna have more stuff in that paid tier, members only tier than we've ever had before.
Oh,
Like not just the weekly calls and the replays that you'll get of those weekly calls, which people that have been following us know how valuable those are. We're talking 2 to 3 hours of helping all different kinds of people. So if you've been in a situation where you've dealt with something, but you're like, I'm in a niche that they probably wouldn't know about, right? You'd be surprised, right?
yeah.
You'd be surprised at how many different niches and things me and my dad Robert have worked in and
Yeah.
built. So
And so, you guys watched us get this plaque, but I think we're close to 119,000 subscribers now. And it's continues to build momentum. And then I just want to share with all of you, because like Craig, first of all, how much we miss Craig Jackman. Oh my God, Uh, there's a lot of people that hear the phrase "you're one in a million." That guy's 1 in 100 billion. You know what I mean? I'm giving even credit for the people that were here before they talked about the 8 billion that are alive. He's just a very servant leader. He's on vacation right now with his girlfriend Sue, and he's still posting when everything is. He's sending us the links. He's working on his damn vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even do that, and it's my business. You know,
So
I'm
Craig,
like,
would
I'm
you
moving.
like-
I'm not posting anything for a couple of days. I'll be busy. And then Craig's like, hey, Robert and Matt, here's the link for the call today. We're like, aren't you supposed to be at breakfast, at brunch with
yeah,
Sue? Like, what are
yeah.
you sending us the link for? So,
And also in the new Imaginators, I want to let you guys all know too that Matt is really stepping up his goal. I mean, his ability to share with you guys. And I know it's just because he stepped in it. We personally, all of us that have been a part of the Imaginators and the inner circle, we've gotten to see some of the stuff that Matt's doing. But now he's got people reaching out to him. There's people that he's already signed contracts with that are paying him money. And so he's starting to see how much value he has. And so how many of you would be willing to admit that, having a job or doing something is good, but how many people realize when you start getting awards for it or you start getting a lot of views and a lot of comments, or better yet, you actually get paid for doing some results? It's
and it's
like,
like one of those things too, Dad, just to piggyback on what you're saying. It's like when you step into this realm that you feel like you were kind of born to do, like create and make things and imagine the way that only you can, that's personally to you. Not only does it feel like the flow is in place, but then I can't see, like, it's infectious because when you see somebody else
totally.
do it, then
Oh,
you go,
contagious.
okay, I want to do that. What area in my life have I always wanted to develop? It's like, I've
Right.
always wanted to be a musician. Great, let's do that. We're moving into a realm where if you work in customer service, your job is like 3 months away from being lost, right, to artificial intelligence. And so since we're sitting at that place, there you're going to watch everybody go through this whole retraining thing, but it's not
Yeah.
going to be done with love and care in any way. They're going to go, oh shit, I have no money now. We need to retrain you on a brand new job, and we're going to start you at the minimum amount. You have to start
Yeah.
over with everybody else. Let's skip that.
Let's
Let's
skip
skip
that.
that.
You want to be before the curve instead of after the curve. And so
Yes.
what I want to do is take a few minutes to just share, when people like Curtis, people that have been in what I call our family, our inner circle, they reach out and say, hey, listen, I have some questions about this. How can I do this? What should I be doing? I always like covering those, you know what I mean? So some of you know that if you've reached out to me and said, Robert, I have a question about this, a lot of times will show up at the Imaginator or show up here on the AMA because you're the people that I serve. You're the people that I serve. So here's the one thought that I want each and every one of you to think about, right? I don't have to say this much to this group, but if someone watches this replay, someone watches this. But how many of you know what I've been doing for the last 3 hours before I jumped on this AMA? Okay, there's a few of you that know. I was being part of a Super Saturday for the company. All right, so there was a Super Saturday that usually happens on the first Saturday of every month, and that's where I was. You know what I mean? And all I can say for each and every one of you is there's some young guys on there named Tenzin and Noah. Holy cow. People are like, they both just hit 50K, and you watch them, and they had Laura on there too. And you watch these people that are brand new in the industry. And if you watch when that replay gets out, we'll definitely post it in the group. If you guys watch that, other than my part, the one thing you're going to say to yourself is if those people called me, I'm in. Did you hear what I'm saying? Is like, how many of you seen people that they just, like I said on the other training, Maya Angelou says it best. People will not even pay attention to what you're saying. They won't even pay attention to um, they won't pay attention to what you're showing them. A show of hands or put, a one in the chat. Have any of you had someone tell you about something and you're just not there. Oh my God, the company does this, or this mineral does this, or this does this, and then, that does this. Have any one of you ever been involved in a webinar or a video or a training, and while they're talking, it sounds exactly like the teacher of Charlie Brown? Wah, 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 right? And you're just not connected. Why wouldn't you be connected? Because you're not interested. You are not interested. Because if you have interest, you focus. If you have interest, you watch it. So there's people all the time that reach out to me. Hey, can you look through my company's video and look through the comp plan? I'd like you to analyze it for me because you've been in this industry for 38 years. No. Why? Not interested. Now, because you guys know me pretty well, there's a lady out there, Maya Angelou, that says this simple phrase, right? She says, people won't remember what you tell them. They won't remember what you show them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So we watch good actors, bad actors. We watch good singers and bad singers. So Curtis, the first thing that I was shared with you that you and everyone needs to do first is you got to actually ask yourself, am I doing this to make money, or am I excited and interested in this? Because Coach Curtis has been selling high ticket items for some of the best motivational and life coaches in the world, including Tony Robbins. So Curtis, I would ask you to go back and forth with me on sort of like a role play, and we'll get you unmuted here.
Hey, Robert.
Hi. So Curtis, the first thing that I would like to ask you
Mhm.
is, how in the hell can you get people? How in the hell can you get people to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for Tony Robbins seminars?
Ask them what they want, what's preventing them, get them emotionally attached to not getting it, and then build up their emotion to actually achieving what it is that they want.
Did you guys hear that, pro? Wham, 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 wham. Curtis, you're right on the money, but you didn't say the most important thing.
What's that? Ask them what they want?
No.
Oh.
Did his training do anything for you?
Oh, sharing my story? Yeah.
Ah.
I usually do that. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. So technically, see, you knew that from the heart.
Well, I haven't sold. I actually never sold for Tony. I coached for Tony. I was one of his first coaches.
Okay.
But I've been selling and coaching for 25 years. Yeah.
Right.
So
when you reach out to me,
yeah,
and your lack of enthusiasm, excitement, drive, belief, imagination, the reason that it's not there is because you're looking for your results in it.
yeah.
You're missing the number one component.
Yeah. So when we actually are supposed to be connecting with someone and selling them, the first thing is obviously get into a peak state, right? So as you know, run around the house, whatever you got to do, get yourself in peak state. But yeah, you're not going to sell. So I don't sell coaching. We call it enrolling people, right? So, I find that if I sell coaching, they always quit, right? Because they're not doing it for their reasons. They're doing it for my reason, right? Yeah.
So how you make $5,000 in your first week or your first month of anything if you can't find a way to actually believe that it's going to benefit and value somebody else, you're never
Right.
going to fucking do it. You'll get all excited, but no matter who you reach out to,
Yeah.
they're going to go, this guy's doing it for the money. This guy's doing it for the money. He's just looking at me as a dollar sign. He doesn't give a shit about me.
Yeah. It's why do you want it? Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason that I would tell people because I know that a lot of people, here's the thing I really want to get across to you, Curtis, and other people, is people see my video and they watch me talk, and just did a 3-hour training before I jumped on here. The number one thing I get asked all the time is, how do you have so much freaking energy? Why are you so excited? Why are you so positive? It's because I can guarantee you, and I'm not bragging, you guys have never, ever, ever been in my fucking state. You haven't been in my country. Some of you have never been on my planet. So I've challenged myself to get at such a higher state that, Curtis, there was a time in your life, I know this happened, but this happens to me all the time. People go, I'm in. How much does it cost? Tell me what to do. And I go, why are you getting in? And they go, because of you.
I want what you have. Yeah, exactly.
It's like I said on the last training, it's like you got mail, or no, Sleepless in Seattle. I'm sorry. Well, maybe I don't know which one. But it's the one where Bill, I'm trying to think of the guy, but he sits across from that girl and she starts faking.
When Harry met Sally.
When Harry met Sally.
Rob Reiner,
Way
yeah.
off. And it's a
Billy
scene where
Crystal.
he starts moaning and groaning. And the lady next to them say, I'll take whatever she's having. And it's like, I want all of you to do an assignment for me. I'm going to start telling you guys to do assignment for me. I want you, when that replay of that training comes out, I want you guys to, fast forward and find Noah on there. And listen to Noah and ask yourself this silly question. Man, if I put this kid in front of anyone, they're in trouble. And what's unique about Noah is he's very, very young. If you listen to Tenzin, you guys realize, if you can't see it, but I met him in Dubai. This guy, I never asked him the question because I don't want to know. But that guy was in some kind of accident or something. And his eye and everything on this side of his face is all disfigured. I mean, very obviously. So if you're standing in front of him, which me and my wife met him and I spent a lot of time with him, it's very, very difficult to look at him and not have the thought constantly pop in your head is, oh my God, I can't even imagine how I would function in the world with my face looking like that. And some of you are going, well, I can't get on video and I can't give value to people and I can't do this. And when you see people that have disabilities where there's no legs, no arms, facial disfigurements, the girl that wins the contest every year for being the ugliest woman on the planet, yeah, she's got millions of people following her because she's an inspiration, because she's doing stuff that other people can't even do, and they don't look like her. If you guys Google the ugliest woman in the world, you're going to find all her social media. So, Curtis, let me say this. Now that we discovered that, because I always think that when you and I have a conversation, it's like a coach talking to a coach. And so, you know this shit.
Yeah.
You teach this shit.
Yeah.
And you don't do it.
Yeah. You know why? The same mind that created the challenges cannot fix the challenges.
Bingo.
So,
Bingo.
Yeah.
So let me tell you how I consistently get over them and why I have so many trophies behind me, including that plaque. All right. Is I know that other people's stories create my belief and excitement. Now, this is going to mess you guys up because you don't come from the heart. You don't come from the spirit. You think in your head instead of think with your heart. You think with your head instead of feel with your heart. Why I said I want all of you to go watch Noah. Because I could do nothing but get 100 people, 200 people to watch Noah's video and say, if anyone's interested, please contact me in the links before, and go super fucking fill it again. If I get more people to watch Noah's video than anybody else, and I'm telling you guys exactly what to do, or Tenzine's story. So I said in the 3-hour training before I jumped on here, and I know that no one hears me. No one hears me and no one believes me. It's very weird, Curtis, to have everyone look at you and go, oh, I think you're doing something different. I got into this company. I listened to Jenna's story. Jenna was making more than me a month. And I just decided to tell the world about Jenna's story. 1, 5, 10, 25. So first 30 days hit 25K. Rest of that month hit 50K. Just in upfront bonuses, that's $5,000. It's actually $9,100. So that's the game plan, Curtis. The game plan is to get excited about other people's story and stop thinking about your story. When you get to show someone's story, they get motivated and excited in those feelings of that story. They don't give a shit about you.
Mhm.
So I always do this with people all the time. Do you believe that people can make money at football, Curtis?
Yeah.
Why? Because you've made money at
Because they
football?
do. Could I? Not now. No.
That's what people do to me all the time. They go, well, I haven't passed the challenge and I haven't made any money. Fuck your story. Are you hearing me? If you can't make that paradigm shift, Curtis, no, you cannot make a dime in this frickin' company. You can't. Why? This is going to be brutal. I just believe the universe protects people from people like that.
Yeah.
Why would the universe introduce somebody and get somebody into the business underneath them when they don't believe in what they're doing? Holy shit. Have you guys ever heard of anyone getting involved in network marketing or affiliate marketing and not making any money? Yeah, because they got in underneath someone that didn't believe in what they were doing. It's like, so now they get in, they go, what do you do next? Hey, I don't have a clue. I just started sharing some stuff and I got in. And see, people now think they got to learn from the person that enrolled them because the person that enrolled them is not intelligent enough to plug them into the people that can inspire them. I tell people all the time, if you watch that training or portions of that training that was Super Saturday today, if you watch part of that and feel nothing, if you watch Noah and feel nothing, you shouldn't do anything. Just go get a fucking job. Because then you don't have to get excited. So 38 years ago, I seen my mentor's story. I seen documentation of his check. And I stuffed it in everyone's face, Curtis, because he told me that if I got 72 people to watch his VHS tape, that I wouldn't have to work again. I believed him. I seen that he helped other people do it. I shared his and other people's stories. I made 10K my first 30 days. 18 months later, made $1 million before I was 30. I'm still doing the same damn stuff today, Curtis. So how did I blow up Akashics? I made a couple of tap-to trades. I won a couple of tap-to trades. I recorded a video and I posted online. And we went from 7,500 subscribers to now over 18,000 subscribers. That's when so right now, the reason that Matt's channel is going to blow up and you're going to watch him get his own plaque is because people are sharing the excitement and the enthusiasm of Matt's new videos. And that's all it is. So why won't people know? Let me shift gears, Curtis. First, do you have any question on what I just said?
Nope. I got it.
So I would tell anybody that watches this, if you can't get excited to tell people about something, then don't do it. So you've been around this industry for a long time, Curtis. Have you ever heard these stupid things that are actually true? How many of you have ever referred a movie? Why in the hell would you refer a movie?
Because I liked it.
Because it made you feel something.
Mm-hmm.
Have any one of you ever referred in this day and age, hey, you got to check out the Vikings. You got to check out Breaking Bad. You got to check out Severance. Have any one of you ever watched something and said to people, you know what? This is worth going and looking at. You'll notice movies that I talk about are movies that really impacted me. Like when I say Defending Your Life or Field of Dreams. You know, I love talking about movies where I'm like, oh my God, that sort of messed me up emotionally. They made me feel something. And isn't it funny that a lot of things go down as classic lines in the movie? Like, show me the money. I see Curtis is on a different planet.
No, I have a meeting. I had to tell him I'm going to be late.
That's okay. But it's like, that is the key. That is the key. So, you know, when you think about anything that you would refer, a restaurant, if you refer anything, if someone walks up to you and says, what's your favorite restaurant? You'll watch your energy go from 0 to 10 in light speed. Curtis, what's your favorite place to eat? So-and-so. Why? Whoop! Oh my God, you gotta have this. This is my favorite meal. Last time I had a steak with Curtis was at Don Chula's.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why would I remember that, Curtis?
Because I was there. No, just kidding. Because that was when we first kind of around.
Why did you say the answer and then joke and say it wasn't? You fix that and your life will never be a struggle anymore. When you know that bragging, but I don't care. When a guy that's made $60 million has been in this industry for 38 years thinks that you're fucking valuable and have said it many, many times, man, Curtis, if I could get you just to think of one millionth of what I think about you, your problems are fucking over.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that.
But you don't look at yourself like that. You look at yourself as being sort of good at a couple of skills.
Mm-hmm.
See, you look at yourself as, yeah, I can call leads and get them to cough up some money on some stuff that somebody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
How fulfilling is it?
Zero.
So see, you're doing that.
Burned out years ago.
Yeah, you're doing that like a job.
It is a job. I'm not doing it for myself anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Why aren't you making $1 million as a life coach?
Because I've been focused on working for other people instead of starting my own thing.
You don't believe the shit that I believe about you.
Well, I did when we were working on that. Remember, about
Yeah.
7 years ago.
When you believe and just have this one little thought, Curtis, one little thought. It's mind-boggling to me that Ray Higdon makes that kind of money.
I know. I know. I know. I talk to him every week, and I ask myself every time.
You just got, and if it's not Ray, this is not disrespecting
Yeah,
Ray.
yeah, no.
I paid him 48,000.
Yeah, that's how I met you.
But I have this one
And
little.
we got value too.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
value too. Yeah. There's one little click that I do that you need to do, Curtis. Is when I met my mentor, I said, I don't know if I even have the skills, the capability, the wherewithal, the work ethic. I don't think I have anything that can make me 62 grand a month. I don't.
Yeah.
But in my mind does this one little thing. But I know I'm capable of making 10% of what that guy makes.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to teach me how to do it and I understand the comp plan, he gets paid off me. If he just tells me what to do
Mm-hmm.
and I do that, I'm going to get gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder. And I know for a fact that I'll make 6 grand a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that. And it's the same thing today. So let me take one more shift, Curtis, and then we'll go into Q&A. When you look at anybody in the world right now, anybody in the world that you admire, that you're going, holy crap, I like that guy. I like that girl. Do you know what every one of them have in common?
Charisma.
I'll say yes to that. Yeah, I'll say yes to that. Charisma today for me is someone that's just they're like almost stupid in their imagination.
Yeah.
Charisma comes honestly from you expressing your energy and your attitude and your enthusiasm and thesis God within because you're wrapped up in your imagination. And the shit that you're saying is people go, they're gonna fucking out Curtis is out of his mind. All right.
Yeah.
So people call it charisma, but I would say that charisma, in my definition of the world, is someone that's just sold out on their imagination.
Yeah.
There's zero that you can do to talk them out of it.
Oh yeah.
So you sit down to your son and you say, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he goes, Dad, to be honest with you, I'm going to be a video game developer. And your first thought is like, not likely. But you're not going to tell him that, right?
No. Yeah.
I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a fireman. Whatever the hell it is, our job is when people are children is to go, yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My only other question today would be, so who do you admire that's doing that? Because other than charisma,
Right.
something that every one of those people have, Curtis, they have followers.
Mm-hmm.
They have customers. They have clients. They have stockholders. They're so caught up in their imagination and what they're thinking. What is your goal? What are your goal? Interplanetary humanity. I want cultures of human beings before the earth ends to actually be, on Mars. I want them to be also on the moon. I want them to be on many planets. What a fucking loon this guy is. It's like right away, we just turn around and we just go, what? Why? What are you talking about? And the naysayers are the ones that go, well, this is the third rocket in a row that blew up coming back to Earth that Elon Musk has done. But if you watched any of his launches, He's got a whole team of people on there going, we're pushing the Starship to its limits again. We got to find out how we can bring this Starship back into the universe on Earth without it fucking blowing up. So he's doing it on purpose. Those rockets are destroying on purpose because they're testing one thing and one thing only: heat tiles. They're creating heat tiles that can absorb the heat, because as it comes back into the universe, and I mean from outer space coming back into the United States, the heat will actually cut all the metal on the Starship like a plasma cutter. And so he's trying to invent something that's never been invented, like heat shields that will stop the ship from burning, because he wants to do one or two. He wants to do them all the time. His old goal was, if you ever go on SpaceX, and the guy launches 100, 200 rockets a year. It's happening so awesome, often now, that people don't know that he's re-landed 3 rockets now. The rocket part that propels the Starship is like, hey, another rocket came into the universe, I mean, the atmosphere of Earth, and landed on these chopsticks again. He's like, yeah, he's fucking done that multiple times. So, Curtis, the thing that I need to share with you is when you shared with me, should I be doing stuff on YouTube? For those of you that, if you feel that you don't have the energy, the enthesos, the charisma, you don't have whatever it takes to attract people to your YouTube channel, then you need to be sharing other people's videos that do. Has anyone ever
I
seen?
know I have it. I just
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
How many of you have seen a Geneswego video on my YouTube channel? If you haven't, you haven't gone to it. It's like, what? Has any of you ever seen Joswego on my YouTube channel? If you went and watched my YouTube channel, and I mean, don't get mad at me, actually fucking paid attention, you wouldn't even realize that there's thousands of people that I have on my YouTube channel that's telling their story. You guys know of a guy named Joshua Daramella that now you see him posting in Trade Stars, and he's having $3,000 and $5,000 days? You know the only difference between him and Arthur's posts instead of the rest of us posts? They're a funded account. Do you guys know when you see Joshua Daramella and Arthur posting their post in Trade Stars? That's money that's in their pockets. So you see a $3,000 day, Joshua Daramella, living in Nigeria. Hey, I had a nice day today. Had a nice week today. Made $5,000. Curtis, guess how much money I've made with TradeX Mastering?
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't want to say that if I wasn't sure.
But right now they're having a March Madness, right? I seen on here, hi, Lori. Lori's a new person that just jumped on. I invited her. Everybody say hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, Robert, I'm
here.
going to switch to my headset because I'm very late for a meeting. Someone's waiting.
Okay, well, you can go, Curtis. I'll just go.
No. I'm just going to switch.
Okay, go ahead. But you guys see this. This is March Madness, right? So March Madness, would we just start round 2 today? Already got that accomplished. So is there any one of you, like the runway? Is there any of you guys that think that I'm not gonna max this out? Okay, so I'll go to this other picture. Why does that show it? Oh, there it is. I blocked out the names for privacy. But you see how many personal people I have? We talk about the 3 and 3. I got 41 people personally on Akashics. Why? How would I do that? So imagine this one thought, you guys. What if someone said to me, "Have you made any money with the trading yet?" I go, "No, I'm not a professional trader. I don't know Vietnamese. I don't know Tradenese. I just all day, every day watch Results Lab. I watch TradeX Mastery, the results in Akashics community, and the results in TradeStars. And people are crushing it. There's already been over $1 million paid out to people. Well, why haven't you done it? Just not focus. I don't have a lot of belief in myself of doing trading. Why? I don't know. Probably the same reason you don't do stuff. Is there any stuff right now that you should be doing that you're not doing? So just that simple. But then I point to people like Arthur. Then I point to people like, Joshua and people like Eric Markman. Do you guys realize Eric Markman got funded? I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. Some people are good at some things and not good at others, but I want to consistently just share stories. So the combination of doing stuff is very, very simple. First, you got to get the excitement that if you introduce this to other people, the right people, they can do it. We're laughing about Ray Higdon, right? I think he's amazing at what he does. That's his niche. It's like me watching Tiger Woods play golf. I'm not a good golfer. Do I think people can make money at golf? Hell yeah, I do. How about minorities? Yes. How about women? Yes. How about different religions? Yes. But it takes a belief that if you shared it with others, they can do it as well. Does that make sense to everyone? So, yeah, I know that we can just go into Q&A now, but Matt, you want to add anything to
that? No.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you too, Curtis. Are you finished with Curtis, Dad, or?
Yeah, if Curtis is still on here, the last thing I need to say to Curtis, I'm going to do a separate Zoom with him.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm still here, Robert. I just had a meeting. Somebody's been waiting for me for a half hour.
No problem.
It's very important. Okay, thanks.
So Curtis, let's just do a Zoom. Let's just do a Zoom later, okay?
Yes, please. Thank you. I'll be back in an hour and a half. Okay.
All right, gotcha.
Thanks, Curtis. So with that said, I'm going to open it up into gallery mode. If you guys want to ask questions, we already have some hands raised. Dad, I don't know how long of time you have today to answer questions.
I actually have enough time today for the people that are on here.
Oh, awesome. All right. So to raise your guys' hands, there's a react button, whether you're on your phone in Zoom or on here, you can click the react button and click raise hand. That will allow us to bring you up so you can ask questions here on Zoom. You could also type your questions in chat here on Zoom or type your questions on YouTube. Just type question and then so it's easier to find in chat for us, and ask questions of Robert Hollis here. It could be a marketing question, business question, life question, ask away. We already have a couple of hands raised. The first person that raised their hand was Coach Bob. I'm going to ask you to unmute, Coach Bob. Are you with us?
Hey, Matt, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And Robert?
Yes, sir.
Happy Saturday to you. Yeah, I love that webinar today. It was really good. Now that Noah guy, well, first I'll get in. Matt's been doing some great work with the AI. I really love it. I've been really researching that too, Robert. It's been taking up a lot of my time. I really want to get into that. I think I'm going to have a passion for that.
Imaginators.
Yeah, and I'm excited about the new thing we're doing on Sundays.
Yep,
I'm really fired up about that.
I'm gonna have a place for you to ask me all those questions again. So
yeah,
fire away.
Yeah. So I've been sharing your stuff though, Matt. It's been really nice. You've been doing really good work. My question is on the webinar that Noah, was he the second guy with the new mineral stuff? And I didn't notice that about his face.
No, if you watch the whole training, I believe the first person, Candace introduced Jefferson. Jefferson then had the first testimonial, and his name is Tenzin.
Okay.
Tenzin. Then I believe Jefferson talked for a little more, and then he introduced Noah.
Okay. And he's the guy with the new product with the minerals?
No, that guy's named Jordan.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right.
No.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I ordered this stuff right away. I mean, I went to his I had Terry go to she's my doctor. Is not only my wife, but I sent her to his TikTok. And I think he said in the first couple of months that he went on TikTok that he sold over 100,000 units. And it's just drops and also I think gummies. I don't know. Maybe they're little packets of some kind of powder, but yeah, he says he's got liquid minerals and and minerals. So, and there's no doubt in my mind that the reason that he attracts people because he when he was doing TikToks, he looked like a Viking. So my wife said that when she's seen him again and he cut all his hair and his beard, she's like, "Damn, he shouldn't have done that."
Well,
But
I did see him, and he had a lot of passion behind there. You know what I mean?
oh,
And you know,
him and
and
all,
he
you know what him and it, what they're teaching under Matty Thayer, and we're going to have him on a podcast really soon, is a bunch of these young kids. What they do, a bunch of these young kids, what they do is they all rent an Airbnb with each other. So they're all forced to be around each other and watching one person bring in a person after another, after another, after another. So, Coach Bob, it'd be like, you being around a bunch of people that are playing cornhole. You know what I mean? And our horseshoes or darts or being at a pool hall. If you're the kind of individual that's around a group of people that are doing stuff, having fun, they're excited about doing it. I'm just the kind of person, and listen closely when I say this, I'm the kind of person that gets involved. I'm the kind of person that, hey, game on. I have never done this before, but I'll figure this shit out. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy I am. If you're the kind of person that's not that person, you need to recruit people that are like that. Again, you're going at the wrong mentality. Is one thing that I said on that training, Bob, that I hope that got through people, because I don't know if I've ever said that, is that I said, do you know what everyone has in common that's on this call? Every one of those leaders and people that have made millions and tens of millions of dollars is everything that it had in common is all of us at one time didn't know what the hell network marketing was. We didn't know what marketing was. We didn't know what internet was. We didn't know what social media was. We didn't know any of that shit. So you want to find people that go, what are you making? Well, maybe he's better than me. Maybe he's smarter than me. Maybe he's better looking than me. Maybe he sounds better than me. Or like Curtis said, maybe he's got charisma and I don't have any charisma. Yeah, but all you got to say, this is probably the best way to say this. I'll make sure that Craig finds this part. So listen, you guys, most important thing is if you think like a business owner, you'll find the best people for each position. Me and Matt have conversations about this all the time. If Elon Musk had a gun held to his head, or some of you that don't like Elon Musk now, let's talk about the owner, Hugh, the guy that owns NVIDIA. If we held a gun to his head and said, listen, could you create the chip that you sell? No. Can you build a rocket? No. I use my imagination. I get other people excited and they go, I'll freaking do that for you. So that's what you see in Noah. That's what you see in Noah's ability to recruit other young people like him and Tesnan. You know, they honestly, what they remind me of is Robert Hollis in his mid-20s. My imagination was so jacked up. I was going to be a millionaire. I was going to have the cars. I was going to travel. Everyone was going to know my name. And I was like that from the time that I can remember anything. There's this funny thought that I had, Coach Bob, and I hope all of you guys, you know, some of you guys are going to go, Robert's just on a different planet. I get that. I get that. But you still can develop your best you on your planet. I can't sing like Tom. I always made a joke all the time. You know, I was singing one time and someone said, Robert, you should sing for money. And I said, really? And he says, yeah, because you can't sing for shit. or, hey, you know what? I couldn't carry a tune if it had a handle on it, you know, like a suitcase or a bucket. I say those funny things, but if I hung around Tom and he said this, he says, Robert, you know, when you're around your wife, what if you did this? See, imagination, Coach Bob. He says, what if we could pick out a karaoke bar? Have you ever taken your wife to a karaoke place? Never. Never. But do you think you could get her to go? Like maybe get Jolie, her best friend, and Randy, her husband. Do you think you could get a group of people to go to a karaoke place? Yeah, I could do that, no problem. And I'm getting emotional imagining this in my mind already. And so Tom says, let's pick out a song because I know how to sing. We're going to learn that song and I'm going to teach you how to sing that song. It's the only song we're going to work on. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take a lot of things in your head to go, oh my God, I missed that note. I missed that note. I suck at this. I suck at that. But Robert, I'm going to teach you this song and I will get you to a point very quickly when you hear yourself sing, you're going to go, I'm way above the 99% of the people that won't try. It takes a while to master something. All I want to do is get you to the place where you feel that you're confident, that you're going, hey, I hit that note. I can sing this. I have the little things that go up and down. Like I call that verbal gymnastics. You know what I mean? And so what we're going to do, Robert, is we're going to learn that song. When you feel comfortable and I show you how to do it, then you're going to take your wife and a couple of her friends to karaoke. People are chicken shit to go on karaoke. You're going to go up there and your wife's going to go, what the F are you doing? Maybe you even do it where she doesn't see it, like paying the meal ticket and no one sees, and everybody just gets up and leaves and go, didn't the ticket come? No, someone took care of it already. Someone went to the bathroom and actually gave the waiter or the waitress card, said put 25% tip on it, and just, you know, make sure no one sees it when you slide me the card back. Yeah, classy shit. They can think about imagination, right? And so you tell them and they don't even know. And then some guy gets up on the mic, hey, everybody tell Lynn Brown, and he did a great job. Let's everyone clap for him. Yeah. Okay, Robert, where are you? And then you stand up and everybody looks at you and goes, you got to be out of your frickin' mind. You walk up there, you tell the DJ, the karaoke person what song you want to play, and then you get up there and knock it out of the park. And you look over at your wife and tears are running down her face. And then you look at their friends and tears are running down their face because they know who you are. How would that make you feel? God, that sounds like once in a lifetime kind of deal. Here's one thing I know for a fact, Robert. I know that I can teach you to do that. You have to make a decision to do it, and then you got to be willing to follow instructions and do what I tell you. Can you do that? If I can create that moment, yeah, I can do that. So that's what I'm blessed to do. I'm blessed to help people create imagination in their heads where then they keep it all secret. If it's not singing for you, maybe it's dancing. But you figure out something like I'm the biggest cheater in the world, Bob. People don't know this about me. But I'll think of something like playing pool, and for people that know me, they go, stay away from Robert. That guy is a stone cold hustler. Because if I see a bunch of friends playing darts or a bunch of friends playing pool or a bunch of friends playing horseshoe, they don't know that I'll find someone that I know is really, really good, if not the best, and I'll pay them to teach me. And I'll practice and I'll practice and I'll practice. And then I'll just one day, hey, everyone, let's go play darts. Ask Matt. A lot of my family is like, well, yeah, let's all go play darts. And then all of a sudden dad steps up and, his oldest brother, Robert Hollis Jr. and their wives and everybody's like, hey, it's time to kick Robert's ass. And it's like, no, that ain't happening. And it's like, I don't blow them out of the water. It's like, I'll have to actually let people get a little head in 301. It's like, wow, Robert, I knocked in 4 balls. You didn't knock in any. Oh, okay. We're just having fun, right? Yeah. And then I just cleaned the table and put in the 8 ball. And they're like, what the hell? What was that? Oh, I'm just lucky. We should do another game. Do you know how hard it is to be above 95% of the rest of the world? Nothing. It takes imagination, the willing to do it. So, Coach Bob, when I seen my mentor, and I go, I don't understand how you got $62,000. That doesn't make any sense to me. You're only 5 years older than me. And he goes, Robert, I got 30,000 people responsible for my income. What? He goes, Robert, I think you're pretty smart. I said, well, thank you. He goes, do you see an opportunity here? Do you see a way to make money here? Of course. Then other people will too. And I went, so do I just have to talk to as many people as I can, as fast as I can, as quick as I can, and get them to watch the video, and people that are interested will do it without me? Here's something right now you guys don't realize is happening to Robert Hollis. Do you guys realize the 3 people that I showed you that have already done round 1, round 2? I didn't know those people before March. And 2 of those people are in there, and I haven't talked to them yet. So they're seeing something online. I did talk to the first one, and I said, listen, can you just tell me how you found me? Yeah, I was watching some TikTok videos about Akashics. But I've been in this industry before, and I didn't just want to work with anybody. So I put into Google Akashics top money earners. And then I put all their names in on YouTube. And I seen you had 118,000 subscribers. So I knew you were the guy that I wanted to work with. I was like, damn, I'm sure glad that I took the time to build a YouTube channel.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So people, see, that's one of those suspended beliefs, Coach Bob, where anyone that watches this video or hears me live right now, do you have an imagination? Because Bob, you've been very successful in online marketing. I easily put you in the top 3% of people that have ever done it. Why? Your full-time income. You're documented. You're documented. You've been on the top of a leaderboard multiple times, and 2 years in a row, you got a plaque that says that you were number one. All right?
Right.
Because that's a skill that you looked at and you went, these guys are making this much money doing I think I can learn to do this just like Matt did with AI.
Sure.
It's just like, I can create logos. I can figure out how to edit videos. I can figure out how to do this stuff. And so, so when you got that, when I seen that, I went, because like John Herenzma talked about today, see what makes people like me and John and Jefferson and Jenna and Josh so great at this business is we know every one of you got one thing. If you could master any skill, Bob, if you could master any skill, why not learn the skill of leveraging? See, that's what I was trying to get across to Curtis. Because people look at the stock market and they're going, I am so sick and tired of these people being worth $200 and $300 billion. Nobody's worth it. No one's valuable. They're sort of idiots. No one is worth that kind of money. Here's one thing that they don't understand and they won't take the time to understand. The reason that they're multi-billionaires is because there's hundreds of millions of people that think they're valuable. Did you guys hear that? There's 100,000 people out there like Warren Buffett. Take anyone. They go, wait a minute. Are you telling me I can buy stock in their imagination? You certainly can. So I don't have to do anything but just get caught up in their imagination and buy as much as I can of their stock. Yeah. And just watch it go up. I don't have to be Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, like a lot of other people, Elvis, I don't know if you guys know this. Funny, you can Google this or AI it. Do you know how many celebrities are worth more now than they were alive? That's freaking legacy. That is legacy. There's people like Michael Jackson that make more a year since he's been dead than when he's alive. So people are still paying money to get involved in their imagination. Here's another one. Walt Disney. Hey, Matt, is Disney still a company that you can buy stock in?
They're probably a good bet, actually.
They're buying up Pixar. They're buying up Star Wars. They're buying up everything. So you look at a dream that, Walt Disney had by drawing a rabbit, showing people that you could animate a rabbit, and he shared it with some people. They got him to sign a bunch of papers, and then they took it away from him. He almost committed suicide multiple times, became a drunk, was homeless, and then the imagination came back. And he goes, well, they stole my rabbit. I can't use a rabbit, so I guess I got to come up with another character. I'll do a mouse. I'll call him Mickey. Do you guys know that he went to state after state? He would try to build this Disneyland in a state. And when it failed and he had to file bankruptcy, he just moved to another state and did it again. That's why he started in Florida, and the first one ended up in California. He was coming across the states. Bankruptcy. Got it. And then what did he do? Just like Steve Jobs, being kicked out of his own company, he went back and created it in the first state that he started in. Damn. And for those of you that never heard that story, the title of that story is You Can Steal Other People's Ideas, but you cannot steal the imagination and magic that was created when they came up with it. You can even do what China does and Japan does and steal everyone's patents and everyone's copyrights and steal it and take it off. You're still going to be a cheap version of what the original magic is. So that's why people get freaked out a little bit. It's like, oh my God, if I put all my stuff online, then people are going to steal it. Yeah, they can sell it, but they're not going to create the impact on people that you're going to. So 38 years ago, I had a guy show me the treasure map. He showed me where the gold was. It seemed pretty easy for me. And now I know why it was easy. Is because there wasn't a doubt in my mind that it was going to happen. I didn't go through all the struggles that a lot of people do. It's like this guy used to put tires on and off cars. How hard can this frickin' be? Robert, you get excited, get in that imagination state, what you're going to do for you and your family, and then you got to find people that are interested. And my scotoma, do you guys know what a scotoma is?
No.
A scotoma, you can look it up. A scotoma is a blind spot that you have in your psychology. If you look up scotoma, every one of us has a blind spot if you move your finger a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the best way to explain a scotoma. You walking around with your keys in your hand, screaming that I can't find my keys. That's a... You having sunglasses on your head and going, where is my sunglasses? And someone looks at you and goes, dude, man, they're on your head.
I've done
That's scotoma, right? Like Arthur said, phone in your hand. So a scotoma is someone's blind spot of where they're going. I used to, when we used to do hours and hours of training, the one that I would share with everyone, and Tony Robbins does this really good, but he says, we'll do it really, really quick. So I want every one of you in the room that you're in, just turn your head as far as you can both ways, and I want you to find something blue. Find something blue. My hat's blue. Look around. Find everything that's blue. All right, trophy, right? Okay. Now look at me and don't look around. And I need you to explain to me something that you've seen that was red. That's called a scotoma. Now I want you to look around and see if there's anything that passed your eyes that was red.
Oh, yeah.
Because your focus is someplace else.
Right.
So the one that I use for people, and you can look this up on the internet, is if you guys ever seen the FedEx logo? Ever seen the FedEx logo? Go online and say, where is the arrow? Where is the arrow in the FedEx logo? And you'll see how funny we are as human beings. Because when you see that arrow, now every time a truck goes by, you don't see the logo FedEx. All you see is the arrow. That's who I am as an individual. I'm the individual that once someone exposes me to the red in the example or the arrow in the example, then if they can do it, I can do it. It makes absolutely no sense that I could go through thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and I don't care. I don't give a shit about all the people that are at the wrong place at the wrong time that are not interested. Because there's evidence in every company out there where they found the people that are willing to buy the stock. They found the people that are willing to be employees to make that happen. Jeff Bezos had one thought in his mind. One thought. What would people read more if someone could buy a book online and have it sent to them? I believe that I don't need to get all the book sales. I just want to market books to lazy people that won't go to the bookstore. That's all I want to do. Then he broke another paradigm. What if I could invent machines where I wouldn't have to buy 10s, 20s, 30,000, 100,000 copies of a book to get a decent discount? What if I could have a machine that when people buy the book, the machine will print the book? We'll just take it off a digital deal. It will actually make the book, print the book, and then we'll just mail one book at a time. Then it just snowballed. So there's a video out there of him talking to a couple of, you put Jeff Bezos' early interviews. And they go, how long have you had Amazon? And he's like, 10 years. Has it made any profit? Nope. Nope. Company's still not profitable. Then how could it not make any profit, but you're a billionaire? Boy, that is a great question, isn't it? What if you said that just to help with people's IQ? Do you know people become billionaires and their companies don't make any money? What?
What?
It's monopoly money. It's a bunch of zeros and ones because they took the company public, and people go, I think this guy is going to pull this off. Because if he pulls off the book shit, what if he just starts mailing lazy people everything? If he figures out books, do you think he could do it with toothpaste? What if he figures out how to do it with, and then in a blink of an eye, he's a warrior against Walmart, because Walmart's known as the cheapest place that you can buy shit. So then everyone's bad at Walmart because he's destroying a small business. And then Jeff Bezos comes out with an affiliate program. And he says, hey, all small businesses, put your stuff on my website. If they buy it, then you just mail it from your place to their place. And so now they say Amazon has 70, 80, I don't know what the new number is, but 70% of small businesses sell their stuff off Amazon. And if you watch Shark Tank now, come out with a stupid idea, God, that sounds funny, and Mr. Wonderful goes, hey, let's get down to the numbers. Let's get down to the numbers. Well, we did 50,000 our first half a year in the business, and then we did 250,000. And last year we just topped off with a little over $3 million. How'd you do that? Oh, we're doing ads on TikTok and we steer everybody to Amazon. Do you have it in any stores? No. How much of the 3 million was profit? 1.8 million. And usually they go, why are you here? Why are you here, Mr. Sponge Daddy? You know what I mean? Is this like freaking a crack up? Oh, the imagination. You netted 1.8 million. How many employees do you have? 3. Why are you here? I have this imagination. I know it sounds stupid, but I would love a person to walk in somebody's house and then they go by the kitchen. They go, there's a sponge daddy. They're using a sponge daddy just like me. Oh, so your imagination is have a sponge daddy in every home? Yeah. Now all of a sudden you find out it's not about the effing money. It's not, I want to replace every sponge in the world with a sponge daddy. What do you think his goal still is? Oh my God, I'd like to be in every kitchen in the world. And that's why average people can't understand billionaires. It's their imagination hasn't stopped. You can laugh at Elon Musk all you want. You can laugh at Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. It's like, you really listen to these guys and they've created their own imagination and their own planet and their own universe. So what are you working on? You wouldn't believe it. I'm going to change the world of education. How? Well, people will put on like therapy. People won't have to go to a therapist. They can put on virtual reality glasses, see the therapist in front of them, and they'll think it's a person, but it won't. It'll be a holographic of an AI that's watched everyone in the world ask them questions about the same stuff. I'm depressed. I have no hope. What can I do? Give me 3 things I can do today before I commit suicide. Wham. This is what you need to do. You know what it says, the very first thing that you need to do? You got to reach out for help. Can I send you some help? Can I send you some money? I mean, some numbers? Can I, you need to talk to somebody. We all know that. But they're scared to talk to anybody else. But now, bingo. You guys imagine that anyone can get anything in life now because AI will share it? So once you see leverage and once you make money off leverage, man, you're ruined. I was on a leadership call 2 days ago, and I told people, it was a bunch of leaders from MDC, and I said this statement, and you guys, when you hear me say it, I think you won't believe it. As 7 years in this company, getting paid almost $5.2 million, and I'm very, very, very embarrassed on how little I work to get that. You guys think I'm busy. You guys think I work hard. I don't. I work smart. In fact, I don't even like the word work. It's not in my vocabulary. My son, since they've known me, Dad, what are you doing today? Building the empire. Building the empire. I'll leave you one quick one too. There's another story. I just love stories, but they did the research, and this was years ago. I'll tell you right now, I don't even know if this story is true. It's just a good story, but we can check AI and find out afterwards, right? But there was a group of journalists or a journalist that was doing massive research that you now can do deep research on AI. And they wanted to find the person that was the #1 farmer in the world. And I heard that it was like in Montana. Makes a little sense, right? So they went to interview this guy. And they go, how did you become the biggest farmer in the United States? He goes, oh, I learned from my grandpa and my dad. Really? Yeah. Our goal, our imagination was just to be able to do well enough in our farm to be able to afford to buy the farm that is next to ours. And that's what the new Imaginators is going to be about. It's like all I ever wanted was to do better than the farms around me, where I'd be in a position one day to buy the farm that's next to mine. Well, if that happened on this side, this side, this side, and this side, then his land got bigger and now he's got new neighbors. Is that crazy? It's like all Grandpa wanted to do is we all were going to work together. I knew I was going to inherit it, so I worked really hard with him. And he said our imagination is, one day we're going to get the farms next to ours. Jesus. Well, what else? Nothing. Is that crazy? So people want to put this, this is so difficult. Look what he's done. So any questions? Any more questions?
One quick question.
Yeah.
So from what we had just talked about, do you think a person can succeed if they truly don't believe in what they're doing? So, or selling.
Hmm.
So like when you first started out in network marketing, it wasn't about the product you were selling, right?
No, never has been.
Yeah. But if you truly don't believe in it or you don't believe in it at all and you try to sell something to someone, doesn't
Right.
that come through?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But let me help you with that. God, that would be good for Curtis too. Um, I believe in people and I believe in the business model. So I believe in leverage. So if I switched it back to you and said, Coach Bob, let me ask you this question. Do you believe that people that are involved in MDC, do you think there's a way that they can make money?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how high?
Well, since I know that's probably only 10% make money, right, in this thing, the good money, probably 1, right?
Okay. So the difference between me and you is that number's 10. My belief, if people get at MDC and do what I did, they would replace their income. So another example, okay? You know that
Sure.
I'm connected, right?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
If I just took it way away from MDC, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think my beliefs are that you could successfully drive my Tesla S?
Oh, 10.
I've never seen you drive.
That's true.
I don't even know if you got a driver's license.
I think it's the belief in people that you have, right?
Yeah. But you're helping me break this down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're helping me break this down, and this is
Right.
good for everyone. So I believe in people, not only because something happened to me, but the tens and hundreds of thousands of people that I've seen make a check a month, make enough money where they left their job or retired their spouse. I have all of this history of people that have introduced to the business model, because a business model is in thousands and thousands and thousands of companies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of funny. It's like everything else. The reason that, only 5% of people in America make over 200,000 is my belief is not that there's a lack of opportunities. There's just lack of people that believe in themselves.
And don't you think people just make enough to survive? You know what I mean? They just,
Human beings,
they just,
human beings are wired for path of least resistance. Procrastination is suicide on the installment plan. It's like people just can't get that imagination started. I know some of you guys know a guy named, I hope I pronounce his name right, but he probably still does this, but his name is Mike Rao or Rue, and he's the guy that does Dirty Jobs.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So, no one noticed it happening, but, things over time really start really making it getting bad. Do you know right now there's, I think I just seen this recently. I don't remember if it was on Sunday morning that I watched or something else, but there's right now universities that are paying you to go to school.
Really?
How different is that? So there's universities out there that know that there's a need for plumbers, electricians, engineers, welders, all these blue collar jobs. And what's uniquely happened with blue collar jobs that, I know all of you up here will not believe me when I say this. I can teach anyone on here that watches it live or recorded. I can teach you how to weld. It really, truly is one of the easiest things in the world. But it takes two things. You wanting to do it, and it does take practice. But all you're doing is taking electricity and touching positive and negative, and when it's just close, it creates an arc. And that arc creates heat. In that heat, it not only melts metal, but if you add metal to it, it melts that metal and melts all three of the metals together. That's all it does. So when you see people welding and they're just leaving these little puddles of weld, why would I bring that up? Blue collar workers were looked down at because they didn't make as much as executives. So now there's less of them. So now there's universities that will teach you and pay you to learn how to weld. Here's something really good, like me when I went to trade school, North Dakota State School of Science. I had 77 job offers when I graduated. That's now happening again. So as you are learning, then what that university does is it goes to these places that are saying, we can't build fast enough anymore. We don't have enough welders. We need another 100,000 welders. Well, what would it cost? What would you pay a welder? Well, we'll pay them $250,000 a year. And the universities are paying, the businesses are paying the university for the educations of students, and all they need to do is sign an agreement, just like the football, just like any sport, that the guy that learned or the girl that learned, a lot of girls there, when they graduate, that they need to work for this company until they pay their education off. Now it gets better. As soon as they make it through their first X amount of hours, like a quarter, they now can become an apprentice for that company. So that now allows the university to not only pay for your education, but if you follow and listen and do good, not great, good, you now get to work for the company while you're getting education. It's called on-the-job training. And these people are making part-time income, which is full-time income to average people. They're like, well, how much do you make a month? Right now I make $1,200 a week. You make $4,800 a month and you're working part-time? I know. I used to pick stuff in fields. I used to be a vegetable picker-upper. And I'm going like, wow. So everybody that's saying that all these jobs are gone because AI is taking those jobs, what are going to be the last jobs that AI is going to get? People actually working in the field with their hands that got a skill like a plumber, an electrician, a welder, a mechanic. It's like, so for years, everyone got educated to be a scholar, in the education system with a degree in political science or the arts, and their jobs are being replaced by AI. And now there's universities that will pay you and pay for your education and already got a job for you. Wow. That used to be called the military. Am I correct for you guys that know this? It's like, listen, my life sucks. I need it to change. I'm going in the Army. I'm going to go in the military. Why? They pay me. They pay me and they teach me. And some of them said, yeah, and if you stay in for your 2 years, they'll actually pay for your education. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me step up for that. So great question, Bob. I'm going to make sure that, yeah, it's my belief because it's in everything. You look at the largest corporations in the planet and you see an incredible correlation with how many people work for them. That's leverage. So you look at Apple, you think of NVIDIA, you think about Walmart, you think about any oil company, you think about any pharmaceutical company. No one ever stops to think is, oh my God, how does this company make that many billions? Why not just go in AI and say, how many employees does Pfizer have? Holy shit. I had no idea. But that's just employees. You know who also works for pharmaceutical companies? Doctors. It's like you call backs, right? So that's leverage and owning stock at a company. Did you guys know that, the stock market has been going crazy? And
Right.
My whole thing is I'll say this and I'll get off of it. The only reason that the stock market goes crazy and goes up and down is because it can. What do I mean by that? They hear a news that allows them to say, oh my God, let's all sell. Then everyone that's an amateur trader, an amateur stockholder goes, oh my God, I'm losing money. And they sell. And it goes all the way to the bottom. And then the wealthy people that started the rumor come in again, And then the stocks start going up. And they're going, oh, the people went, oh my God, I should have never sold. Maybe I got to get in right now. And it goes right back to the top. So if you think that it's the terrorists that's making the income go up and down, before there were terrorists, there was things like, oh my God, we got a shortage of oil. Oh my God, did you hear this refinery? This refinery started on fire. Now we got a lack of oil. Price goes up. What? Then all of a sudden everybody gets their thought off that and the price goes back down. Now you got to drive the price back up again. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, eggs. Oh my God. Did you guys hear about eggs?
I just bought those today. Yeah.
Jesus Louise. And I'll leave you with this, Bob, because a mentor is the definition of a budget is always focusing on making more than you can spend. Some of you may not believe me when I say this. I do not know the cost of anything. Maybe I know that a new MacBook Pro with everything in it costs about $3,500. And I know a new iPhone is like right around $1,000.
Yeah.
Other than that, Terry laughs at me.
Terry knows probably it.
Yeah, well, Terry knows what everything costs. Like, I can't believe how much this went up. And I went, did you buy it? Yeah, then why are you complaining? You went there, you paid with it with your card. My wife does not know what's in her bank account. She hasn't known what's in her bank account for years. She just knows there's enough. So, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. You know what? I just got to believe in people more. That's my big deal. You know what I mean?
Well, let's just dive in just a little more with that. All right. Because even though you and I came up with that, and I love this, what makes you so successful? I believe in people. So how do I believe in people? It's still, Bob, between you and I, still comes down to numbers. See, so because I'm willing to expose and get more people interested, my numbers are higher. Is my percentages higher? No, they're not. I used to believe this. You guys will crack up. I used to believe, wow, an average of 1% of people actually make a full-time income in affiliate or network marketing. It's like, well, shit, I'll just figure out what that 1% does and I'll do it. I'm tenacious. I'll figure out how to do it. And then this is what I do. And I go, if only 1% make it, what is the percentage of people that get a check at least once a month? Holy cow, that number's bigger. What is the number of people that make a check once a month? I mean, once a year. Oh, bigger yet.
Yeah.
Wow. So if the average person, it actually costs them money every year to be in a company, what is their average purchase? Holy cow. Well, it's usually qualifying, right?
Yeah.
So they'll do like $1,200. They'll do like $1,200 a month in volume. And I get paid what on that? You see what my mind's doing? Because I know people get involved in companies just like they get gym memberships. What if you went to a gym? And I know this, by the way. Stan Winhorn taught me this. It's like, how many memberships do you have to this gym? 13,700. How many can get in this gym? About 250, max 250 people. How can you sell that many memberships? They don't show up. And understand all 250 people are not showing up at once. Some come in the morning, some come at, during the afternoon, some come at night. How many do you normally have in here? Oh my God. Right after January 1st, I actually get some people that cancel their membership and they're pissed off. I said, how many? Like 3%. Why don't all of them? Well, because the other ones are pretty obvious. They're going, listen, the reason I don't show up at the gym is my fucking fault. I just don't go into action. So when I brought up you driving a car, what are the chances of you being able to drive the Model S? For me, 100%. For you, probably 100%. Now, I know I also can get you in a pro stock drag car. It goes from 0 to about 240 miles an hour in under 6 seconds. Okay? My friend works on them. I could call this guy up, a couple guys up. We can go out, rent a track. When you have a car that's fast, you actually have to pay like $600 for an ambulance to sit there. Call up an ambulance service and they sit there. And there's no doubt in my mind, 100% that you could drive that drag car. I'll teach you how to do it. And you got to just be willing to hang on while it goes from 0 to 200 miles an hour. You ready?
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
See? Do you have a motorcycle?
I've had one, yeah. I don't have
So
it anymore.
I have a fat boy Harley. What are the chances of you being able to drive that?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Are you seeing what I'm doing to you?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Because I could tell people, hey, listen, I want to teach you how to drive a drag car, or I want to teach you how to drive my fat boy Harley. Nope. No, I'm not interested. Why? Just not. All right, then I'll give that up. No, I'm not going to give that up. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting that you just have to realize that the percentages are the percentages. And that goes back to an old one that you could watch over and over again of Jim Rohn saying it's nothing but the numbers. Or the sower. I sow a lot of seeds. Unfortunately, birds get a lot of it. They know when I'm sowing it. The one thing that you'll see around Montana, I got up this morning and deer in the backyard. So
Wow.
having a cup of coffee and watching a couple of doe walk in my backyard.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, you know, there's just stuff that I do that other people just won't do. And I know there's a percentage of people that, so now I used to believe, Bob, where I got on this tangent, as I said, man, what if I knew this business so well and personal development and psychology and mindset? What if I could change that number from 1% to 2%? I'd be a billionaire. I found out later that I'm an idiot because I've worked my ass off my whole life to try to teach these skills to other people. They just don't care.
Yeah.
Now I know it's the Harley story. See, I've worked good enough on myself that do I believe that I could teach anybody to ride a motorcycle? Because see, you don't know what I know.
Right.
So the first thing I do is I would take you to a Harley dealership. And they actually have a motorcycle that's tied down. It's tied down. And when you go through the gears, the tire spins like a roller thing.
Sure.
It's tied down. You can't wreck it. You can't hurt it. You can't do anything. So Harley came up with the great ideas like, wow, what if we taught people how to brake and shift the gears and taught them everything that they need to feel comfortable riding a scooter? And then we go from scooter to something that needs a little more thing. Like for those of you that, you know, drove stick shifts, just need a couple more things there. You know, mine's shifting, other foot's pressing on the clutch, going back and forth the gas and the brake. There's just a little more to driving a clutch car. But if you learn to do it, you can do it.
Right.
So that's how you go to a scooter to a motorcycle. But let's go to a motorcycle that's small and let's put training wheels on it. And then we'll do one other thing. It'll be remote. So as we're watching the person go through and then all of a sudden they shift a gear and they freak out and they give it gas, then just shut it off. So now they can't get hurt. And then they get comfortable with that. Now you got a motorcycle with no training wheels. And now they go, holy shit, now that I can ride a motorcycle, I think I will take one of those Harleys. Well, before you do that, let's use one of our Harleys and teach you how to pass the motorcycle test. Now they know how to pass a motorcycle test logically and how to drive. Why don't you go get your motorcycle license and we'll show up to the driving place with a motorcycle. You can take the test with our motorcycle. Shut up. So you show up, you pass the test, and now you got a motorcycle license. On a scale to 1 to 10, what's the chances of this dealership getting you to buy a motorcycle for them?
10.
10. That's marketing, Bob.
Right.
That's marketing. Holy shit. No one's buying motorcycles anymore. What could we do to get people to buy a motorcycle? We got to find out a way to make this easier.
Yeah.
We got to get them the little steps, the baby steps, on and on and on. So did that help you?
Yes, it did, Robert. Thanks so much. I really
So
appreciate your
people-
time.
See, because of this conversation, Bob, and I appreciate you always ask the good questions that I think that everybody needs to hear. Is a lot of people have asked me, what do you think that makes you successful as other people fail? And it's my love. It's my love for people. I know that there's people out there right now that are praying literally. And some of the best and some of the worst times I've ever experienced in 63 years. It's like this weirdness is going on where, you know, some people that are way out there are going, you know, there's parallel universes. I think I'm finally old enough to see them. Because there's this whole universe that's going on right now that they know the world's ending. Everything in their actions, their beliefs, the way they do things, everything about them is no hope, depression, and everything's going to go disappear. And then you got these other people in this other dimension. They're like, oh, it's like the whole universe is conspiring to make my life easier and better. Go, Elon. I don't care if people hate him. Go, Elon. Get that starship figured out where you can put 500 people in it and you can fly anywhere in the world in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Get that done. And then people go, what is that going to cost for a ticket on that thing? It didn't matter. I got the money. I wish the, what was the name of that jet that was supersonic jet? You guys know it. Guys that are old like me. There used to be Concorde. Thank you.
Oh,
A Concorde can get you from New York to London, New York to Dubai, New York to Hong Kong in 1/3 of the time. Wait a minute. So instead of 16 hours or 21 hours, I actually can get there in 7? Yeah. Sign my ass up. It's like, well, wait a minute. You know, the tickets are like 10 grand. Yeah, that's what I pay right now for a ticket. Why would I want to sit in a chair when I could lay down
right.
and get 3 meals from a chef? Are you kidding me? You guys should see the meals that you get when you're in those little booths. But they're 12 grand. I can afford it. And my wife too. We even get them together. So they actually come in there and they take the wall down. So there's nothing in between us. It's awesome. Want to be comfortable if you're flying 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
So some of you don't get mad at me. Have I been in the cattle seat? Where there's 4 seats on one side, 4 seats on the other side, and 7 in the middle? Yeah. Yeah, I've been on one of those seats to Hong Kong.
Oh,
Was on one plane one time for 26 hours.
oh.
And my first thought was, how much is one of those? It's like, and you'll love the end of this, Bob. How much is one of those? 12,000. 12,000. Okay, so if I'm making $7 per person per month, I take 12,000. Bob already knows what I do. I did this all the time. I go like, okay, I got $12,000, and I divide that by 7, and that equals 1,741 people that I have to have on a subscription model. Holy shit, I just messed up. Because that would be 12,000 a month. That wouldn't be 12,000 a year. Holy shit. I could take one of these flights once a month? What if I wanted to do it twice a month? Okay, I'm going to take that times 2, and I need to get 3,428 people. And that'd be $24,000 a month. And I could add that on my income now, and I could take 2 first-class trips anywhere in the world. But what about hotel rooms? I just keep adding numbers, Bob.
Simple, right?
What about a nicer car? What about, so you guys know I could go on and on forever. I'll tell you guys, there's a channel right now, and I'm sorry if I can't remember it or find it, but there's a guy out there right now that has 10 million subscribers on his channel, and all he does is interview people that have made millions of dollars.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his
It
name.
just hit me. Thank you. It's like School of Hard Knocks. So look it up, because everything that people think is wrong. Everything they think is wrong. And I don't care what you're talking about. Everything you think right now, if you're not getting the right results in every area of your life, your thoughts are wrong. So you got to find people that don't have those thoughts and do what they do. Example, this guy just said very quickly, he goes, wow, you know, you got a Lamborghini and a G-Wagon? He's going, yeah. He goes, well, what do you say to people that go, well, you buy those and then they depreciate and you lose money? I just say that they're uneducated. And he goes, what do you mean? Can you tell us real quick? And he goes, yeah, I have a company. The company leases both these vehicles. I get 100% tax write-off because I get to write the total of these two vehicles off on my total of my business. And it drives my taxes down. Oh, talking about taxes? What do you pay in taxes? I don't pay taxes. I don't understand how that's possible. Well, the asset of my company is worth 150 million. So what I do every year is me and my wife love doing things with our kids. So our budget's about 3 million a year. So what I do is I get a loan on the $150 million. And then I take that loan and that's what me and my family live on. So I didn't make any income. I lived off the loan that I'm paying payments on. What? Oh, and did I tell you it's a loan? So it's not income to my company either. In fact, we get to write off the interest of that loan on our taxes. This shit just can't be true. It is true. What's the insurance cost on these two vehicles? Nothing. In fact, I make money on the insurance. Ow. Well, the wealthy set up laws for themselves. And if you called your state, Secretary of State, and you tell them, hey, listen, my insurance company says that I have to pay this amount of money on an insurance payment. Is there any other option? And they go, yes, there is. If you send us $250,000, we'll put it in a bond. And that bond now shows that you gave us $250,000, that if you get in an accident, that will cover the expense for the other person. So now you don't have to buy insurance. Wow, just give you $250,000? Well, there is another top side to it. What? Because you're giving our state money, we pay you interest on the money that you gave us. This hurts my head. Well, what about your house? Oh, well, the house is actually leased for my corporation. So I have to have multiple homes. I have to. Because the states say that if I live there over 9 months, then it's considered a primary residence. So I only can stay like 3 or 4 months in this place, and then I go to California and stay 3 or 4 months in that place. And then we have a place in, you know, for skiing. We love skiing, or Hawaii. And then we got to live in these 3 residences. And I do invite friends there, and I do invite family there. And so, Bob, if you and your family go with us to Hawaii, and we're staying in that house there that my company owns and leases, then what I need you to do is I got to ask you if you're open to, you know, giving us a little bit of money to help you build a YouTube channel. No, Robert, I'm not interested in starting it. Well, listen, I did bring this up for business, right? Yeah. So if any IRS agent ever comes to you and asks if I ever shared business with you in a home that I have in Hawaii, can you just say yes?
Sure.
Well, what about your plane? Oh, the plane, I found a pilot and a co-pilot, and I told them that I would start a business with them. And we're going to charter the jet. So when we buy the jet under a loan, then I'm going to pay the pilot and co-pilot. But what we're going to do is lease it out. So the business takes care of itself. Really? Yeah, that's same with limousines. But what we're going to do is when we're advertised for it, we're just going to charge more than anybody else. Why would you do that? Well, because people compare prices. They see we're more than everybody else, so they won't call us. And then the plane's available all the time. We're building equity in a business that the pilot and the co-pilot both have, along with me. And then because it's a business, we get to write off the loan for the cost of the jet. Sorry, everyone, for going on a tangent, but I hope you got it.
Oh yeah.
It's just like these guys play a different Monopoly game. But most people can't play that Monopoly game for one reason: money. They're going, what are you talking about? Sending $250,000 to the state to cover insurance. I know I don't have 250,000. You need to be figuring out how to get 250. No, I'll just pay insurance. And I'll keep paying insurance. I'll keep paying insurance, and I'll keep paying insurance because it's law. And then when I go to actually use it, then they'll just fuck me. Then I'll get pissed and I'll leave them. And you know what I'm going to do to prove a point? I'm going to go to another insurance company. Are you guys, is there any other thing you need a solution to?
No, I'm good, Robert.
All right, Coach Bob, I love you.
Thanks so much. Love and appreciate you. Thanks so much for that tomorrow. Thanks so much for talking to me today, and also for tomorrow. I can't wait to come on there. Thank you, guys.
We'll call it Imaginator 4.0. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
I think, we just keep with the same name and we just don't have any numbers at the end of it. So then
I like that.
Then they have to put at the end of it 2025. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
If you guys have ever seen those movies where it's like I look up Star Trek and then it's Star Trek 1980 and then Star Trek 2005.
Hey, Matt, I know
thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for pulling this out of me. Thank you for being so bold to come on and ask questions. It really means a lot.
Thanks. It means a lot to me too. Love and appreciate you guys. Yep.
And
Thanks,
Matt,
Bob.
really quickly, if you can just say a few words. We don't have the jet yet.
Yeah.
And people would ask, why haven't you gotten a jet? Cash flow.
I don't like leaving the house.
How well do you know me that if you knew that I could afford a private jet right now, I'd have one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, both my parents, especially since they have large dogs, traveling for them, one of the largest issues for them not traveling is that they have 2 large golden retrievers that they don't like to leave behind. So what they end up doing is just driving a lot because you can't really fly with those 2 big dogs, right?
Right.
So that's the case. But no, I'm it's funny because I'm such a homebody, and even at my age now, I've accepted that. I'm I just want to buy a large amount of property, put a helicopter pad. You guys fly out to me, man. I'm not.
And
you drive to my place.
Eric's been around me for a long time, and he goes, "Didn't you used to have a plane?" There's a few videos out there of Melody. We took chartered a private jet from Florida to Jamaica, and so. Yeah, Melody Riva has been on a Learjet, custom Learjet. Yeah. She's a family member.
For sure. Peter and Lida asked, same Hollis time, same Hollis channel. Yep, we're going to be doing the Imaginators same time, 12 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow on this channel, Sunday. What day is that? March 9th, if anyone's watching
tomorrow.
this.
Yeah.
Yes,
and let's knock out Lee's question really quick. His is usually very simple.
That's who I'm bringing up next. So Lee, I'm going to ask you to unmute, and then let me see here. Add spotlight. Are you with us?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Hi, Lee. How are you, sir?
I am blessed and highly favored and deeply loved.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And I'm grateful to be able to talk to you today. I was on last week, and I got the same question last week. I didn't stick around to ask it, but it's almost like apropos that I get to ask it this week. You mentioned on a couple of times how your mentor, Bill Gould, challenged you to show that video to 70 people in a month. And my curiosity is like starting out, like your first few days doing that,
Yeah.
what was either your driving force on that, or even what did you discover as far as, well, you didn't get like 70 out of 70 to look at the video.
No, no. The thing that my mentor taught me, that I think that everyone knows this, they all know this, they just won't admit it. All right. But all of us have what is called unrealistic expectations. And my mentor set me up because we all hear about him telling me to go after 70 people in 30 days. But he also shared with me that, Robert, for you to make that $10,000 to make your dreams come true, what if you needed to go through 1,000 people to get to 70? See, that now got to show him how much he worked on my imagination. He said, so are you willing to go through 1,000 people to find 70? And you know what my answer was? I'm willing to go through 2,000. So that's the shift that you got to make in your mind. You got to go, some people, I don't know, on social media today, I don't know what that number would be, Lynn. But I learned early in life that you just don't measure stuff that doesn't matter. So when your imagination is where it's supposed to be and your enthusiasm and excitement is where it needs to be, the one thing that you never get people to give you because they don't know is how many hours they worked. How many times they failed. So I'll give you an example. What's your favorite sport?
Uh, Football.
Football. You got a favorite athlete?
Right now it's Bijan Robinson. He's a running back for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. Imagine I get you a one-on-one with him. I'm gonna put together a dinner and you get to ask him any questions you want. My gift to you. Okay. So you get to meet him. He brings you an autographed jersey.
Okay.
Okay. And you get to spend a couple hours with him. And I want you to imagine right now, not only having that dinner with him and getting to talk to him, but then I want you to imagine a couple of questions that you could ask him. And then I want you to imagine his answers, right? So if you said to him, hey, I just got a quick question for you. He goes, sure, anything. Robert paid me to be here. I get to spend an hour with you. Ask me anything. How many hours do you think you've practiced? I want to be a service to you, Lynn. I do not have a clue. I don't know how many times I practiced. I know one thing. It was all the time. No one's ever asked me that question. No one's ever asked me that question. Do you know how many yards you've ran? I do. Do you know how many touchdowns? I know. I know how many yards and I know how many touchdowns. When I played in high school, junior high, college, this college, this college, this NFL team. Yeah, I know exactly how many yards and I know how many touchdowns. Do you know how many fumbles? Oh, shit. I know that answer too. I know that answer too. Do you know how many games where you had negative yards? Damn it, I know that answer too. A whole game. You played a whole game and you had negative yards? Yeah. Yeah. but I don't know how many hours I practiced. Are you getting something out of this, Lynn? Because no one ever measures stuff that doesn't matter. So whenever I break a new record or I do something, they always ask me the stuff that I don't know. They go, "Well, how many hours?" I don't care. How many people did you talk to? How many people did you reach out to? It's weird, Lynn. I'm sorry. I never counted those. Do you count them now? No. No. How many people told you no? A lot. I've reached out to people and I see they see my message, and then they block and delete me. And I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. Have you had anybody send you a message back that was not very kind? All the time. I don't count those either. Do you have anybody that ever reaches back and like tries to pitch you on something they're doing? Yeah, all the time. I know, Lynn, you're not going to believe this, but I get proposals. I get wedding proposals from men and women. Yeah. Yeah. You have any scammers? All the time. Why don't you ask me the serious question, Lynn?
What's the serious question?
How much did I make this month?
How much?
See what I mean? It's like no one does that. And you know why they don't ask those questions? Because they sort of already know. So you wouldn't ask the running back, have you scored any touchdowns? Hey, Robert, yeah. I thought you said Lynn was a fan. I think you wasted your money. This guy doesn't know. This guy doesn't know how many yards I've ran, how many touchdowns I've had. That's not a fan. Lynn, do you know what college I played for before the NFL? No. This ain't a fan. Why? Lynn, can I ask you a question? Why'd you want to have dinner with me? Do you know if I'm married or if I have kids? Do you know about my charity? No, I don't know about your charity. You're a fan and you don't know I have a foundation where I give to kids in need. What the hell is wrong with you? You're not a fan. When you're talking to people that are real fans, they know. Don't they?
Yeah.
They know. I'll give you one funny one. As I tell people all the time, if you know a very, very, very famous person, do you guys want to know how you can get personal time with them? Research them. Don't you guys find it interesting that you can't bring up Tom Cruise's name? You can't bring Tom Cruise's name up with very, very successful people and everything. Because if you bring his name up, they go, "Oh my God, did he send you that cake? That coconut cake?" Oh, so Tom Cruise meets somebody, and then he makes sure his assistant finds out who they are. And then he's got this special baker that makes a cake for them and sends it to them. So now everyone that brings up Tom Cruise's name, did you get a cake, Lynn? Did he send you a cake? He did send me a cake. Was it really good? Oh my God, it was crazy. Isn't that pretty interesting? That all the people that have ever worked with him or been around him or he met or he did an interview with them, they all talk about, did Tom Cruise send you a cake? So you find out something about these people. And then once you find out about them, you find out if they have any foundation or charity, which your running back has. Then once you find out about that charity and foundation, then you find out a way to be one of the top contributors to that foundation. Honey, did you see this? What, sweetheart? This guy named Lynn Brown sent us a check for 10 grand for the foundation. Really? He says he loves you. He's always been a fan of you. And he just thanks you so much for working as hard as you do. And this is a one way to get him time back. Really? Yeah. Did he leave a way to contact him? He did. I'm going to call him. Damn. It's like, hey, Lynn, I don't know what you're doing on 4th of July. Well, what's on the 4th of July? Well, for the foundation, I feed a bunch of people in our city. And a lot of the people that are contributors, I invite them there so I can get to meet them face to face and spend some time with them. Are you available on January 4th? Yeah. Here's the address. Here's what we're doing on that time. I'd love you to be a guest. I'm inviting you. I'll see you there. And then people go on social media and it's like, did you see Lynn's picture of him with that running back? Oh, yeah. I personally know Lynn. He loves that football player. That ain't what I'm saying. He's got a picture with the guy holding a signed jersey. I didn't know Lynn was that close to that guy. How did he pull that off? Did I stretch your imagination?
Yeah.
So now that I stretched your imagination, what if the only thing you wanted to do is make enough money to give to his foundation so you could meet him personally? So now how many people do we have to connect with? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So that's why I'll go through, let's scare people. I'll go to tens of thousands of people to make sure that I can continue to give money to the orphans I support. Your insult, you're spamming me, you saying negative things about me. Boy, all I do is now I do two things. One is I look at the image that Matt sent to me where Jesus is hugging me. And then I go to the Jesus Way website or Matt and Angela's Facebook profile, and they always got new pictures of the kids. Yeah, time to contact more people. So that's where people really are lost. They go, Lynn, why are you doing this? Are you doing it for the money? Boy, you're really ignorant, aren't you? What are you talking about? I'm doing this because it's a people's business. Other people have made money working with this company and promoting its services, digital services, and a lot of people are making money trading. I'll get there. I'll get there. But for right now, while I'm learning to trade, I know a lot of people need to make money, and a lot of people are in fear and uncertainty and doubt right now. They're really scared about the future. And I just would like them to be a little less scared. So I have the ability to create imagination, get excited, and connect with people that are experts. It's not up to me whether they do it or not. It's crazy. I connect people that want their life changed to people that have already changed their life and others, and the company sends me money. It's hilarious. See, no one ever says anything, Lynn, do they? Because they're not excited about it. They go, I looked on my online credit card statement and it said on there that I could get $10 if I referred this to family and friends. And I thought, I'm going to do it. So I did a couple of videos or posts about it. And I had 3 people. I don't know how many people I sent it to. I posted on Facebook, and I don't know how many people seen it. But I had 3 people that actually went over there and got a credit card with them. And then the company sent me $20. The majority of the people in the world would say this: I would never share anything of value and benefit with anybody. Sad. My cable company says, my Verizon says, everything that I'm connected with. We got our first Tesla. Matt bought a Tesla before us. Matt shared how great his experience was. And then when we tried to order a new Escalade, because of COVID, they weren't making them. And Matt said, listen, Dad, just click on this link. They'll just mail it to your house. They'll just drop it off and deliver it at your house. We'll see. Clicked on the link, filled everything out. A couple of weeks later, I get a text. Never talked to anybody. Guy shows up at my house, pulls a new Tesla X off a trailer, hands me the credit card that starts it, then have a key, and been a Tesla person ever since. And Matt got compensated for sending me that link. It's like, so there's this group of people that are social media people, influencers. Has any of you ever looked at Kendall Jenner and Kim Kardashian and went, they're worth $1 billion? What? What the hell? What are you talking about? Well, because people vicariously live through them. The same reason you watch your running back. So they're constantly posting on social media what they're doing today. Hey, I got up this morning and brushed my teeth. Hey, here's a new outfit that I'm putting on. And they have tens of millions of people following them. And then they one day said, geez, have you guys ever tried out this lip stuff? I love this lip stuff. Oh, by the way, there's a link below me where you can go to that link and you can buy this lip stuff. I'll say one more and I'm going to get off it. Watching on the news, and there's this giant, I mean, this thing is huge, of Kim Kardashian, a blowing up balloon, like they do in the Macy's Day Parade.
Mm-hmm.
She hired the people that built the Macy's Day Parade balloons, created a balloon that's huge. I'm talking giant. And it's wearing a bikini. It's Kim Kardashian in a bikini. But it's, like 50, like a size of a semi truck. And it's sitting on a platform. And underneath there, it says Slims or Sims. It's an advertisement in the middle of New York Times Square. No, not just there. It was covered on every news channel. And she got free advertising for her swimsuit line.
Okay.
And her little company is worth a couple of $1 billion. It's like you sit there and you're like, I got to come up with a new creative way to get people to check out my site, right, Coach Bob? So maybe we'll get Coach Bob, in a bikini, and we'll get a balloon, put it in New York Times Square. I'm kidding. So did that help you, Lynn?
Yes, it did. I got one more small question to ask
Okay,
you
go ahead.
because of uh, you as a auto mechanic. I think it is the designation ASE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you got your Tesla, how much of it did you kind of take apart to be like, what makes this thing tick?
Another lifetime. Just it was weird. It was just a different part of my life. It's like when I stopped being a mechanic, the new Supra, I worked for Toyota at the time, and I also worked on Indy cars. And just like computer chips and iPhones, and everything that deals with electronics, every year the exponential growth of new technology was just insane. It was totally, totally insane. One of the first Supras that came out when I was working in the early 80s on when Supra came out with, a lot of people have heard of this, is like common, but I was a mechanic when they came out with fuel injection. And I'm going, what? Yeah, we're gonna have electronics do impulses to inject fuel in the cylinders. We're not using a carburetor anymore. No, it's not efficient. What? And then the next year it came out with no distributor. How does it get the spark to the spark plug? Oh, each spark plug has their own little coil and it's hooked to a computer. And so it times not only the gas going in, but it also times the spark to make the explosion. Um, wow. Wow. Then the next year they came out, had another computer. And it was like, no, you don't have to set the timing anymore. So what? You just put the throttle body on and connect it to the module, and it tells you what the timing is. And not only does it tell you what the timing is, but it changes it constantly. It changes the timing if it's going up the hill or going against wind. It also changes timing when it's going downhill. Are you telling me it goes from advanced timing to retarded timing? You look it up. I'm not saying that word. I'm not making it up. So it's advancing and retarding the timing while it's doing different measures of fuel live time while it's driving down the road. Yeah. Then another one came out and was like, what the hell's this module? Oh, it works for the transmission. What does it do? Based on the load of the transmission, it shifts between gears. It no longer does it with a governor on wheels and it's moving and it doesn't work on vacuum anymore. No, this is hooked to the other three computers that are figuring out timing, spark, and also fuel injection. And what it's doing is they all talk to each other and it always keeps the transmission in the right speed. They get not only the most fuel efficiency, but look at this, Robert. What's that? A person can go from economy to sport mode. What? Yeah, if you go to sport mode, then you just told the computer, we're about ready to do stuff we normally don't do. And it changes the shift points, but it also makes the fuel and the timing different to get the most horsepower out of the motor. That was about the time I left, but it wasn't my choice, right? So you look at the Formula One cars and the Indy cars and even the NASCARs today. Formula One cars, they're changing the suspension while the driver's driving. The driver also has the ability through stuffs in the shocks, eccentrics that move camber and caster, but they're changing this all as the driver's moving. And they're going, wow, we're getting a little more heat out of this back rim than the other one. Why? Well, it's sliding more. Well, let's take some pressure off of it. And they moved the load to be able to push more on the left front tire to take the weight off the rear tire so it doesn't overheat. While he's driving and while they're watching the computer monitors. Oh my God, there's 30 laps left. We're not going to make it. Driver, yeah, we're leaning you out. We're slowing down the amount of consumption of fuel that you can use. And we just want to let you know, so when you're trying to do stuff, it's not doing it. But we know if we do this for another like 8-9 laps, we'll have enough fuel to be able to make it to the checkered flag. Changing fuel consumption, that used to be, hey, Lynn, take your foot off the gas. Oh, by the way, take your foot off the gas, but don't let anybody pass you. So, did that help you, Lynn?
Yes, thank you.
Great question. Great question. So, the answer to me making a long answer is I just knew the technology was getting that advanced that I'm fascinated with it. I'm blown away that it's the fastest production car ever made. You know, that it can go from 0 to 152 miles an hour in 9 seconds. And it's street legal. It's a crack up. It is just, it's a marvel. Which, by the way, guess what happened this year, you guys? Last year. It's the first time, I think, in 32 years that a car has beat the Toyota Corolla as the most cars sold. And that was Tesla's Model Y. 32 years Toyota Corolla has held the record as the most cars sold. And Tesla beat it. So while you guys are listening to all the news outlets of how much, Tesla sucks, there is another side. So Lynn, I'm going to let you go. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Matt, we'll unmute and let everybody say goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. I've just been working on a couple things while listening here, but for tomorrow and stuff.
Do you want to share anything before they go?
No. We're going to be sharing everything tomorrow. So if you guys want to be on tomorrow's call, just click the join button and join the Imaginators. It will be Inner Circle. I'm going to switch all of the memberships over right now. So like my dad said, everybody that's already part of the Inner Circle, you'll automatically be part of tomorrow. And then everyone that's in the current Imaginators tier, we're going to figure out something else with that. So thank you guys so much for being on here. Love and appreciate you guys. Thank you, Dad. And see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Excited for tomorrow.
Bye. See ya.
Bill,
Thanks, Robert.
Lynn,
Take care, guys.
Matthew, Tom, Jody, Michael, Kevin, Arthur.
Thank you. Thanks, Bill, for the donation. Appreciate ya.
Thank you, Jerome, Peter and Linda, Melody,
Thanks, Robert.
Scott, Diane. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Appreciate